Now, we listen to her because we know what she's talking about. Sonia tells us you got to work out, exercise is beneficial, but now you're saying that perhaps there could be too much of a certain thing.
Yeah, so movement every day is good. That increases blood circulation and improves it. So what we're talking about here really falls into the category of extreme exercise, and this is not good news for all my long distance runners out there. Doctors now have research that marathons, ultra marathons, and triathlons are in some cases bad for your heart.
The popularity of marathoning has really taken off. In the 1970s, about 70,000 people in the U.S. could say they completed 26.2 miles. Now, over 1 million have joined that club.
It was a little bit cool morning.
Dwayne Pickens is one of those people. He's finished 3 marathons and at age 63 was part of a work team relay race at last year's Dallas Marathon.
My particular leg was 5.2 miles.
Dwayne trained, he doesn't smoke, he isn't diabetic, but a few miles in,
I literally passed out and fell right on my face.
he had a heart attack on the race course.
And the next thing I know, I'm kind of looking up at lights and there's like 4 or 5 doctors around me.
Why is this happening to seemingly fit people?
There can be too much exercise.
Cardiologist Peter McCullough.
4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours of continuous exercise poses a risk to the heart.
The problem, he explains, boils down to scarring on the heart muscle.
We know that about 25% of individuals who finish a marathon have blood test abnormalities showing heart injury.
So for that 25% of endurance athletes, old, young, men, women, fit or not, studies show repetitive long-distance races over time can strain the right chambers of the heart. That sets up scarring on the heart muscle, abnormal rhythms, which can lead to death. The latest research underscores Dr. McCullough's point, and it was all he needed to know to retire his own long-distance running career. Dr. McCullough has completed 54 marathons.
I didn't want to pay the ultimate price.
Was born again. I actually have 2 birthdays now. That's what I tell everybody.
Dwayne is living his second life, but it's not a gift that everyone receives. His message echoes what doctors suggest to anyone planning to lace up to race: talk to your doctor and get screened.
All right, so here's what you want to do. See a cardiologist to have at least an EKG done. Also get a physical exam, and for my serious or elite athletes, you want to go in for what's called a cardiac MRI to see if there's already scars that have started forming on your heart muscle.
All right, so if you have scarring, if it's determined you have it, is it permanent? Is this something that is fleeting? I mean, what do we know about that?
Okay, so when you're talking about the scarring from a heart attack, yes, that is permanent, so you can't really do much about that. But scarring from the type of exercise that we're talking about here is not. The most recent research suggests that if you sort of alter your training patterns and the type of racing that you do, your heart can physically change.